How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Crypto Clout. Ni hao, I'm your host, FaZe Crypto, and of course today we'll be talking about Cardano, basically making a series of videos for the end of the year to talk about Cardano because I see it as an important segue, important vision into the future, a really very interesting cryptocurrency, but at large we'll be using this as a jumping off point to discuss multiple different avenues of these news articles as well. And of course, I'm going to start off with this one right here. So South America, BTC, beacon of hope and hyperinflated continent. And I think that this is sort of a microcosm of what we can expect to see on a global scale. I would say inflation is BTC's best friend, and BTC's inflation it really goes hand in hand, and I think that this is going to be pretty interesting, especially while we move forward into this next decade. Hyperinflation is going to be a big issue, not just in South America, but of course well across the globe. So with continued hyperinflation eating deep into the economy of South American countries, Bitcoin has been widely accepted as a solution to the economic problem by citizens in recent times. Countries like Venezuela, Colombia, and Argentina has faced dismal economic situations with hyperinflation crippling the economy. Venezuela's situation can be considered as one of the most bad ever seen, as its inflation rate has increased by significant margins since 2016. Jesus, that is a big number. However, its citizens has taken transaction, starting to use Bitcoin essentially, and unlike in South America, in India, China, Russia, the largest digital asset is still identified as legal form of currency. So this is interesting. Of course, we have seen various different responses from different governments around the world to Bitcoin, and outlawing Bitcoin is really a mistake. It's kind of like outlawing the internet during the .com bubble, I would say. It's akin to sort of like thinking that trying to protect the brick and mortar businesses by outlawing online businesses. It's about as stupid, and it's about as effective, because essentially the dam has already been opened, and essentially right now it's a race to basically adapt and adopt to these different technologies, and the countries that fail to recognize this are going to be the ones that are left in the dust. So I know that we have sort of an international audience who watches this. It's YouTube, so you could be watching this from anywhere down in the world. Side note, make sure you comment down below letting us know what country you're watching this from, and if your local regime has banned Bitcoin, or whether they're embracing it, because this segues perfectly into what I wanted to talk about with Cardano, and essentially driving home my point, my central thesis, and really what we've been getting at all along for these past series of videos that we've been making for the end of the year here. This is a big time for a huge opportunity for developing countries, which is why I see Africa with their population boom over, that they're projected to have over the next decade, coupled with what we want to talk about involving their lack of red tape when it comes to finances. These are all sort of brewing, and it should be a concern. It's a perfect storm, and I think that it's also very interesting to see how well at the same time these areas of the world where people are largely unbanked are basically jumping on the opportunity. This article right here is sort of a fine example of that. We're watching how there's basically parts of the world where people are struggling to hold on to the past. You got to let the past go, everybody. That's just the way things go. But so Bitcoin faces a dangerous year as global markets feel pinch. This is also going to be very interesting to see. Of course, nobody here has any delusions that Bitcoin's going to be worth $1 million in 2020. As much as we'd like to see that, I'm more excited to get cheap Bitcoin. I'd rather see just take a hammer to it and knock down the price 60% would be pretty attractive for me in the long term. I would rather be able to accumulate now and continue to accumulate. I would say that the price right now is a little high. I mean, 7,000. It might go up to 8,000 in the short term. We'll be discussing that as well in this video. But I would basically say that, I mean, we could be seeing a capitulation to a certain degree, and the altcoins won't be immune. And I would say that sort of line of thinking is not totally outside of the realm of possibility, although I'm not entirely in that sentiment. I mean, every single day I look at the variables and I just give you my honest analysis. Side note, of course, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. And of course, remember, I'm not your dad. Do your own research, everybody. All I can do here is provide my opinion. But Bitcoin users stock up as data shows average price never went bearish. Bitcoin never saw a bear market in 2019, and the evidence is easy to find on the blockchain. According to some prominent figures, data covering various metrics shows that despite recent price volatility, Bitcoin has held strong throughout its 11th anniversary year. And of course, indicators echo that resolve as the number of confirmed so-called hodlers are more attached to their stash than ever before. Right on. I'm right along with the hodlers. I would say that's pretty accurate. I mean, we did see the price go on that momentous move from 3,000 up to 14K, and I would call that bullish by any stretch of the imagination. Mike Novogratz says Bitcoin will hit 12K in 2020. Bets 1 Ethereum on Drumpf. So Bitcoin will hit 12K in 2020 as market recover from fresh suppression. One of its most outspoken investors has said Novogratz, co-founder of cryptocurrency merchant bank Galaxy Digital, made the BTC finishes over 12K remark as part of his New Year prediction. In a tweet on December 28th, Novogratz bet on Drumpf and BTC. How bullish is too bullish. And I would say, looking at the money, I mean, this guy, I mean, he's a fair voice of reason to listen to, by any stretch of the imagination. So is everyone prepared for Ethereum's January 1st hard fork? I mean, no really sense to read that, but I mean, I think that Ethereum is a very interesting crypto to look at. We'll be making a video and a live stream discussing Ethereum in further detail as we move forward, but just an interesting little side note that I wanted to include because plenty of people on here always are in the comments talking about how we should be discussing Ethereum more, and I agree. So is Bitcoin BTC ready to rally towards $8,000? Bitcoin bulls seem to be charging again. In the last week, we have seen the price test to 7,400 level once again. While doing that, BTC USD also managed to test the 200. So of course, this will be very interesting to watch. These charts are pretty fascinating if you want to know my opinion. So now Cardano. Now what are we going to see? Moving forward, I mean, we've got, a very interesting year ahead of us for Cardano, and I would say, that there is a strong, indication that we could be seeing, some very interesting price moves, and like I said, we want to talk about academic credentials, we want to talk about, scientific, and a very unique approach to cryptocurrency. Cardano certainly is an interesting cryptocurrency. And then, of course, a slight complaint, on my part. Google owned YouTube, giant YouTube, of course, recently removed hundreds of cryptocurrency related videos. Shortly apologizes. Whatever, I don't really care. I'm gonna keep making my content on here until the day they ban it. I don't really care. I'm here to bring you guys the news. So I love Bitcoin SV. If this post gets more than 38 likes in 24 hours, I'll publish a Medium article to show my favorite. Whatever, who cares, Jason? We don't care. Anyways, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this content. Just some quick perspectives, my daily update on my perspective, and we'll be seeing where things go from here. And of course, I'll probably be making a video in the near future. So if you guys have any cryptocurrencies that you would like me to specifically make a video about, feel free to request them and I will oblige. All that being said, have a good day, everybody.